Tonight we are doing part 2 of exploring standing postures, and we're going to revisit sun salutations. And another theme that I wanted to introduce in this class that will carry through the rest of this series is moving with your breath and allowing your breath to guide your movement and your practice. And this is fundamental, foundational. This is actually what we should focus on first and foremost, I believe. So what we're simply trying to do is, as we inhale, you lift and expand, and as you exhale, you're softening, you're settling into the posture. Even if it's an intensive posture, it may be a psychological exhalation. I mean, a physical exhalation, but a psychological letting go, even if you're not feeling it in your body so much. And also that we're not rushing the breath. We're not rushing movements and having the breath catch up to our movement, but we set the pace for our practice through the natural rhythm of the breath. And we get to have that. Control is probably a harsh word to use in a yoga practice, but you get to control your breath. And that's what helps to slow down the pace of your thoughts and slow down the pace of your practice. And it doesn't mean that we have to practice slow all the time, but it's just like with anything to do with fitness, the more you practice it, the more you can leverage that one breath, or the more that you can move freely within one breath. So what we're going to be trying to do is really focusing on the breath first and foremost. And what I ask of you guys as practitioners is to have me as your guide, but to move at your own pace. And I think that takes a lot of practice. If you're going to be in a led class where a teacher is leading you, or you're practicing with people around you, it's really easy to just get caught up with the pace of what everyone else is doing. But I think that next level of deepening your own connection to your body, your breath, your own practice, and off the mat, that's like, well, what's my pace? What's my lane? What's my race? What should I be doing? And feeling confident to drop into that and trust your pace and your breath and your constitution. So taking the time with every breath and keeping in mind, inhaling to lift and move, extend, exhaling to soften, contract, fold. So if, for example, as we go into a standing forward fold, you might be moving through inhale, lift and lengthen, exhale, folding forward. And then you may have a moment where you inhale to lift and lengthen the spine, and then exhale, really settling in and softening down, deepening into the fold. So as opposed to just breathing, breathing and moving any old which way, or feeling like if I cue to release out of the pose and you are not ready yet, you haven't finished your complete breath yet, take your time to complete that breath. Exhale out completely. Be okay to pause between each breath. Be okay to explore the spaciousness of your breath. And it's just this wonderful way of practicing too that can really help us move into that flow state where you lose sense of time and space and you're completely aligned with your own rhythm. So that's what we're going for. That's what I hope that you will experience in your practice, not just today, but every time you're on the mat. So let's begin. Starting sitting comfortably. Make sure that you have any props that you would like to use in arm's length, arm's reach. And if you'd like to, closing your eyes or simply gazing gently at a point in front of you. Allowing your legs and hips to be heavy. And on your next inhale, gently lifting into your spine, lifting into the crown of your head, sitting up tall. And as you exhale, maintaining that lift, but softening your shoulders down away from your ears. Seeing if you can soften into your belly. Just breathing naturally. Letting go of your day. Softening into your mind. Feeling less attached to the busyness of the mind, to-do lists, desires, thoughts. Starting to anchor your awareness into the sensations in your body and the experience of your breath. Now starting to deepen your awareness of the breath by following its journey in through your nose, into your lungs, and releasing it back out again. And just continue breathing in your own rhythm, feeling your belly naturally expand as you inhale, feeling it naturally soften and contract as you exhale. An option to bring one hand to the abdomen and one hand to your chest. And continue breathing, filling your lungs and feeling the rise of your chest, the rise of your belly into your palms. Exhaling, feeling them naturally fall away from your palms. Just continuing breathing like this for another couple more breaths. Moving from here into Gauranga breathing. You can return your palms back to your lap or keep them on your belly and heart center if you like. So just continue breathing naturally. And what we'll do is we will inhale and draw the sacred mantra Gauranga into our mind. And as we exhale, we'll say the sound out loud for the entire length of our exhalation. So let's exhale completely. Take a breath in. And say the sound. Gauranga. Inhale. Gauranga. Keep going. Inhale. Gauranga. Gauranga. One last time. Gauranga. Returning to your regular breathing pattern and lowering your hands to your lap or your knees, allowing the mantra to resonate through your mind and heart. And opening your eyes, coming straight over onto all fours for cat-cow. Placing your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees under your hips, spreading your fingers and thumbs nice and wide. So here we'll get to explore coordinating our breath with our movement. Inhale, looking forward, drop the belly, arching the back, lengthening through the spine. And when you feel the urge to exhale, reversing the movement by drawing the chin in toward the chest, tucking the tailbone, drawing the navel in toward the spine, rounding the back in the opposite direction. When you're ready to inhale, look forward, lengthening your spine, reaching back into your sitting bones. Exhaling, round the spine, navel draws in. Now continuing to move with your own breath. Gently pressing your palms and shins into the floor. Shoulders down away from your ears when you inhale. Exhale. One more time each way. And come back to center. Take your hands forward slightly, just enough to set yourself up for downward dog. Tuck your toes under, raise the hips up and lengthen the hips back. Fingers and thumbs are spread nice and wide, pressing the palms into the floor. And this is a bit of a warm-up downward dog, so feel free to exaggerate the whole position. Play around with dropping into your shoulders or your chest. You might like to move the belly in toward the thighs, bending the knees. And then also stretching out through the backs of the legs by lifting and lowering your heels, alternating from side to side. Just stay here for another 1 or 2 breaths. And when you're ready, walking your feet forward to meet your hands and slowly roll up, coming to stand at the top of your mat. And we'll take 3 sun salutations. I'll break down the first one and then we'll be free to flow in your own rhythm for the remaining 2. Starting with your hands by your sides, shoulders down away from your ears, soles of the feet gripping to the floor. Inhale, raising the arms up, bringing the palms together, looking toward the thumbs, and the head naturally drops back. Exhaling, folding forward at the hips, lowering your palms to the floor or to your shins, bringing a soft bend into your knees if you need to. And on your inhale, sliding your hands up your shins or bringing your fingertips to the floor or on top of blocks. Lengthening through your spine. Exhaling, folding forward. And in your exhale, stepping your feet back, coming into plank and lowering all the way down on that same outward breath. For our first one, we might just do a little cobra. Inhale up. Exhale, driving through the belly and lifting back into downward dog. And we'll hold downward dog for 3 full breaths. Bending through the knees if needed. And just settling into your breath rhythm. Exhaling completely and jump or step your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhaling, coming straight into a lift. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, rising all the way up, bringing the palms together, looking to the thumbs. Exhale, lower the arms by your sides. All right, let's continue on. Feel free to slow it down, modify, or just go at a pace that is maybe a little friskier. Totally up to you. So inhaling, reaching the arms up. Exhale, being patient with your breath, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, jump or step back into plank. Lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, lifting back, downward dog. Scooping in through your belly, driving your hips back, lengthening down into your heels. Three complete breaths. Exhale completely and jump or step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, arms by sides. One last round. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Jump or step back into plank and lower all the way down. Inhaling up. Exhale, lift back into downward dog. Settling in for 3 breaths. Exhale completely and jump or step your feet forward. To greet the inhale with a lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, arms by your sides. Take a breath here, noticing how your mind and body feel. And moving straight into a standing forward fold. I'm going to grab my blocks. So you can stay standing at the top of your mat if you like. I'm going to have my blocks for placing my hands underneath them. Taking your feet hip distance apart and hands to your hips. I like to have my hands on my hips because it gives me that feeling of the top of the pelvis, which as you fold, you can feel the movement of your back. You can feel your pelvis tipping forward. You can start to feel into the hip creases as well. There's something about it that just helps me connect with my body more as I move into the fold. So inhale, lift and lengthen, focusing on prioritizing the lift in your spine. And then as you fold forward, it's a hinging at the hips. And if you feel tightness through the backs of your legs and your hamstrings, bring a soft bend into your knees and prioritize a straight back, drawing in through the belly and folding forward, as opposed to tight hips and rounding through the back. So focusing on long spine, hinging hips, folding forward, bringing hands to meet the floor or blocks. And folding forward. So once we come into the forward fold, you've got your blocks there if you would like, as a modification to help bring the surface to your palms. Coming forward, and then we'll hook our first 2 fingers around our big toes. And if that doesn't feel accessible for you, then another wonderful option is to take your belt. Take the middle of your belt under the soles of your feet. So again, hinging and taking one side of the belt in each hand so that you can draw your upper body forward and still get the same experience of drawing against your toes. So once you've got your hands positioned, then inhale, lift, scooping in through your belly, and exhale, folding forward. And you're going to bring your elbows into a small bend, helping you draw your upper body in toward your legs. So we want to try and relax through the shoulders. It really should be a stretch through the hamstrings, the backs of the legs, and lengthening through the spine. Sometimes we can get overly engaged as we try to pull ourselves forward into the posture, but really try to take your awareness to opening and lengthening through the hamstrings, scooping in through your belly so that you've got more space to compress, not so much compress, but draw the belly in toward the thighs. Okay, we've been here for a while already. Let's take a little half lift to come out of the posture. Take a break, because it is an inversion, so a lot of blood going to the head. Resting through the backs of your legs, and then we're going to go into another variation of the pose. All right, if you need to rest at any time, just go ahead and take a child's pose or come and sit and make yourself comfortable. So with your toes drawing, your hands drawing against your toes, you're folding forward. Option to take your hands to the back of your ankles and fold forward. Or to place the backs of your hands on the mat so that your palms rest under your toes, under your feet. And then your toes should nuzzle right into the crease of your wrist and fold forward. And then you can do that same action of drawing in, staying with your breath. I'm talking the whole time, so I'm not being a very good model of moving with the breath. But here, you can inhale to lengthen through your spine and lift the heart away from your legs. And exhale to draw in closer. Soften. All right, and slowly release. I'm going to soft bend through the knees, hands to the hips, and lift up. And give yourself a moment here, because we have been in an inversion for quite some time. So just allowing everything to balance out. Nice. Okay. Now, we'll grab the belt for this one. We're going to go into standing big toe pose. If you have challenges with balance, use a wall or the back of a chair. You can lean against the wall like so, or you can lean against the wall like so, or have a chair in front of you that you can grip onto. Getting grounded in your balance first. So we're still feet hip distance apart, and we're going to loop the belt around the right foot, the middle of the belt around the right foot, holding both sides of the belt in the right hand. So just getting our balance here. And when I say getting our balance, focus on a point in front of you first, gazing gently at a point, and then start to work on grounding down through your feet, big toe all the way to the little toe, to your heel, and then create stability through your hips by engaging through the core, your glutes, feeling that stability through your pelvis, and shoulders down away from your ears. So you feel like you have this nice sense of tension through the body, helping you maintain balance. And then we're going to raise the right foot out in front, holding the belt with the right foot, holding the belt with the right foot, holding the belt with the right hand, left hand to the left hip. And if that's too strong, just taking your foot out, whichever height feels appropriate. You may not need the belt. You might be able to take hold of your big toe and send the foot out. Modification is to bend that standing knee to be able to access the foot. Staying with your breath. And slowly release. And what you might notice too is the more coordination involved, the more strenuous a pose is, the more you start to feel your breath feeling a little bit restricted. And that's perfectly fine. That's your body giving you feedback. And then we can once we've got into that stable position, we bring our focus to our breath. And one of the goals then becomes to bring as much ease and relaxation into your breath as possible. And then that's how you can get that feedback of development in your practice. Maybe the 10th time you practice the pose, you notice, oh, I'm breathing with ease. So it's not just about flexibility, it's your capacity to be able to hold the posture with a sense of ease, even though it's just as strong and challenging as it was 10 sessions ago. Okay, let's switch to the left side now, starting with the belt around the sole of your left foot. And setting yourself up, taking that time to gaze at a point in front of you, grounding down through your foot, toes and heel to the floor, engage through the hips, navel drawn in, lifting through your spine, shoulders down away from your ears, and then raising your foot up, holding the belt with the left hand, and right hand to your hip. You might be able to access without the belt, holding the big toe, extending the leg out, finding your breath. One more breath here. And slowly release. Shake out your legs. Take a breath. Okay. Setting my legs aside. Standing at the middle of your mat for eagle pose. Bring the soles of your feet to the floor and soles of your feet to the floor. I don't know what, my brain's upside down tonight. Feet together, grounding down through the soles of your feet and lift and lengthen through your spine. And again, gazing at a point in front of you. Now we are going to be twisting our body a little, so overlapping limbs, but still focus on hugging everything into the midline of your body and creating that balanced tension to help you stay in your center of gravity. So we'll take it slow and we'll move through modifications till we come into the full expression of the pose. All right, start by shifting your weight to your left leg and bring your right toes to the outside of your left foot. And then slowly start to bend into the left knee, adjusting your foot as needed. Staying here. If this feels like it's challenging enough for you, just stay here. Further still is to wrap the big toe around the left ankle. Now here you can see if you're not focused, you can easily wobble from one side to the other. So hug in through the hips, navel drawing in. Gazing at a point in front of you. And then we'll take left arm under, right arm over. Either backs of the hands come together or wrap the forearms to the point where the palms can come together. And then to deepen the pose, you can drop into a deeper bend through the knees, fold through the hips, and trying to maintain your gaze, continuing to breathe. Slowly release, unravel, and release. Just noticing where you could feel it and where you can feel the sensations after the posture. And getting ready to transition to the other side. Taking your left toes over to the right, bending into the right knee, taking your time to come into the pose, feeling into your breath. And start to progress deeper if you can, wrapping the toe around, shoulders down away from your ears. Further still, taking the right arm under, the left arm over. I can't remember which way we just did, but it's opposite to opposite to your legs. And navel drawing in, finding your breath. And slowly release. A nice way to come out of that posture, because it's eagle, Garuda pose, is to release your wings out to the side and relax. All right. Taking a block for the next pose, I would suggest having one block at the end of each mat, and we will come into side angle pose. Stepping your feet wide apart. Lift and lengthen. And we'll turn the right toes out first. And sliding your feet away from one another, bending into a warrior two position. Slightly bringing in the back toes, but if it feels too strenuous or too much strain on your hip, you can create a bit of ease there by opening the back foot out more. And trying to settle into bringing the thigh parallel to the floor. Doesn't matter if it doesn't get there. Stacking the knee above the ankle and keeping your knee tracking in alignment with your middle toes. So try not to let it fall in. So gently pressing the knee as if it's pressing outward. Raising the arms up. And as we fold forward, you might find you need to move your feet a little wider, so just making those adjustments as you need to. And exhale, taking your hand to a block or to the floor. And floating the top arm up. And then gently rotate the arm in as you bring it down to rest just above your cheek. So we're now pressing into our feet, lifting through the inner arches, especially the back foot. Lifting into that inner arch will help you have that nice strong line of energy down the back leg. And then also lifting, pressing down into the feet and allowing the hips to open, but keeping the pelvis slightly lifted and the core switched on to create that sense of strength and buoyancy through your upper body. And inhale, pressing down into your feet, lifting up through that top hand, coming all the way up, straightening out through the leg, turning the right toes in and the left toes out. Setting your foundation up first, starting with your feet, moving up to your legs, and bending through the knee, checking that it's tracking through the middle toes, so gently pressing the knee back. And then, when you're ready, lowering the left hand to the floor and taking the right arm up. Keep lifting through that back inner arch. Gently rotate the arm, the shoulder in, bringing your upper arm down toward your cheek. Turning to look up toward the ceiling, finding your breath. Not rushing your breath, making time for complete exhalation. And the breath doesn't have to be deep. Just doing what feels comfortable based on the position you're in. Inhaling, leading up with the top hand, pressing down into your feet, coming all the way up, straightening that bent leg, turning your toes in, and hands to your hips to heel toe your feet back toward each other. Take a breath. Wonderful. I keep touching my heart because I can feel my heart rate. Even though we're not doing lots of dynamic vinyasas, I can still feel the wonderful benefits of the practice. So now I'm going to take 2 blocks to the top of my mat. We're going to practice pyramid pose. So we'll start with our feet together, stepping the right foot back. And your back foot is at about a 45-degree, give or take, angle. Front foot is facing forward. You only want your feet to be apart enough that you can stand with your hips forward comfortably. So if your back hip is swinging back to the side or swinging out to the side, or you're feeling too strained through the hips or legs, just moving your feet a little closer in toward one another. Hands to your hips again for that feeling of being able to feel the movement of your hips and the positioning of your hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen, navel drawing in, and exhale, folding forward. Modification is to softly bend through the front knee. Keep actively pressing down into the floor through the soles of your feet and reaching into the crown of your head. Further still is straightening through the leg and then reaching the hands to the blocks or to the floor. And you can have your blocks in a higher setting as well. Inhale, lift and lengthen through your spine. Keep reaching down through the back leg into that back foot and pressing down strongly into the front foot. Firm through the front thigh and feeling your hips, your thigh bones drawing up into your hips. And you might like to try without the blocks. Folding forward over that front leg. Gently scooping in through your belly, long through your spine. Now to come up out of the pose, hands returning to your hips, maybe a soft bend through the knee to protect your knee joint, and inhale, lift up. If you'd like to take your blocks with you, you can grab them now, and then we'll swivel our feet around to the other side. So you've already got that established distance that felt comfortable for you. Inhale, lift and lengthen, hands on your hips. Exhale, fold, feeling free to go through the modification first, so soft bend through the knee, and get nice and situated, setting up that foundation. And then exhale, folding forward. So trying to keep your hips as square with the front of the mat as possible. And feeling into your breath, inhaling to lengthen through your spine and press down into your feet. Exhaling to maintain that length but softening into a fold. Good. 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, coming out of the pose, hands to your hips, maybe a soft bend through your front knee. And standing up. Bring both feet together. Relax, arms by your sides. Taking a couple of nourishing breaths here. Feel free to shake out your legs if you like. And just 2 more standing postures and we'll come down to the floor. We'll take 1 block to the top of our mat. This is a balancing pose now before we come down to the floor. Half moon is my personal arch nemesis pose. I both absolutely love it and I also really, really struggle with it. And I think there's some kind of joy in that when it's been a challenge and you nail it or you get it and it feels like woohoo. So we'll start with the block available at the top of the mat. And I'm so used to flowing into things from vinyasa, I have to really think, okay, how do we get there if we're just standing still? All right. I am going to step the right foot forward. And we're going to take our time to visualize the expression of the posture first. So you want to see your body leading into the posture, and then your body will follow. So with half moon, we're going to shift our weight forward, right leg forward, shifting our weight forward, back toes just resting on the floor, and then taking your hand to the block. So from here, we want to keep our center of gravity, stability through that 1 foot as we take the weight of our body both forward and our leg back. So you're balancing and trying to establish that center of gravity while we have weight going in 2 different directions and energy kind of reaching in 2 different directions as well, planting the front hand down. So inhale, shifting your weight forward, finding a place for the block or for your hand. And then rolling the top shoulder open, and that back hip starts to open. So the left hip isn't all the way open, but it rolls open enough that you can float the back leg up. So don't worry so much just yet about how high that back leg goes. As you lift your back foot off the floor, notice what happens to your standing foot. So just make sure that you're grounding down through your toes, your heel, and then gently pressing down into the supporting block. Navel drawing in, finding a point to gaze, and then floating the back leg up. Nice and open through the front of your body, taking the top arm up. Flexing through the back foot, and just a gentle turning in of the back foot will help to maintain the integrity of the pose. And then slowly release. Coming back over to the other side now. I'm taking my trusty block. All right, so facing the top of your mat. And starting to shift your weight forward, navel drawing in, back toes dragging along the mat, and then start to reach your fingertips for the floor or your block. And finding that center of gravity. And as we place the hand down on the block or the floor, or fingertips to the floor, you're not bearing down into it. You're lifting out of that point of contact. And hips are stable. Gently turn the back foot in slightly, raising the back leg up, floating the top arm up, navel drawing in, grounding down through that supporting foot, strong through the hips. Keep breathing. And slowly release. Beautiful. Take a breath. Noticing where you can feel it in your body. And making our way down toward the floor now with one semi-standing posture, garland pose. So taking your feet under your hips and turning the toes out, lowering your hips down in between your heels. So if that feels too tight or too close, stepping your feet out a little bit wider. And if it feels too strong on your ankles, you can take a bolster or a folded blanket underneath your heels and bringing your hands to prayer position to, whenever you're ready, slowly drop down. I'm going to move my bolster out. Bringing your upper arms to the insides of your knees and bringing your thumbs right to your heart center. Pressing into your palms and gently pressing back into your knees to create a nice stretch through the hips. And taking your awareness to your spine, allowing your hips to drop down. Visualizing your vertebra lengthening from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head. And keep grounding down through your feet. Your breath is flowing. Good. And release. You can find your way out of the pose, however feels comfortable for you. Maybe you can gracefully, hopefully, drop your hips to the floor. All right, one seated posture before we come down onto our back. Taking your legs out in front, let's rest our legs, give them a nice little stretch now. I'm going to start with bent knees, really to target into my very tight hamstrings. Similar to when we did the standing forward fold, taking hold of your big toes or a belt around the soles of your feet. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale, folding forward. So now we have reduced complexity for the rest of our practice. We can really focus on our breath. And you might notice that you're breathing with a little more ease now as well. Straightening out through the legs, flexing the toes back toward you and folding forward. Scooping in through your belly. This is a really wonderful posture for feeling that sensation of inhale, lengthen and expand. Exhale, gently contract, and soften and surrender. And one final breath here. And slowly come back up and make yourself comfortable on your back. We'll come into a reclined butterfly for a restorative stretch, and then we'll finish up with a spinal twist before we go into relaxation. So bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to fall out wide. If you'd like to lay back over a bolster or take some cushions under your knees, go ahead. And once you've settled in, it's coming back to a natural breathing pattern. Eyes can be open or closed. And becoming aware of your breath. Instead of thinking to inhale and exhale, seeing if you can become the observer of your breath, allowing the inhale and exhale to occur naturally. And one more breath here. And take your hands under your knees, bringing your knees together. And now taking your feet hip distance apart. And we're going to do a spinal twist, but if you have a different alternate spinal twist that you would like to do that your body is craving, please go ahead and do it. We're just going to do some windscreen wipers, taking the knees from side to side. Now taking your knees all the way over to the right, turning your head to the left. Inhaling back up to center, exhaling knees to the left and looking to the right. Slowly bringing your knees back to center, hugging your knees in for a moment. And if there's any final stretches or positions that your body is craving, please go ahead and take some time to practice. Give your body what it needs. And then when you're ready, making your way into Shavasana. And we'll finish up with a short guided relaxation. So you guys make yourself comfortable lying down, and I'll sit up to guide you. Just finding yourself in a comfortable position, which might be lying on your back, or it might be with legs up the wall, or some other position that you like to relax in. And just noticing how your mind and body feel after your practice. Now I'm going to guide you through a short relaxation. All you need to do is relax each body part as I mention it. And taking your awareness and your breath all the way down to the soles of your feet. Relax your toes, from your big toes to your little toes. Relax the soles of your feet. And feel your heels to be heavy as they rest against the floor. Relax into your ankles. And soften into your calf muscles. Your shin bones are heavy. And your knees are soft. Relax your thighs, the tops of your thighs, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, and your hamstrings. Relax your left hip and your right hip. And feel your entire pelvis relaxing and releasing. And soften into your belly. And feel the sides of your torso relaxing as if they're melting down toward the floor. Relax into your chest, relaxing your lungs, your ribs, and all the muscles in between each rib. And feeling your heart center to be soft and light. Moving up to your shoulders, feeling your collarbones broadening and releasing. And relax from the tops of your shoulders all the way down and around your shoulder blades. Relax your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms and wrists. Your hands are soft, your fingers are gently curled. Become aware of the gentle prickling sensation circulating your palms. And then gently draw your awareness over to your lower back. Feeling your sacrum broadening and releasing. Relax your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and your neck. Your head is heavy and your face is soft. Relax your jaw and relax your mouth. Your entire body is heavy and relaxed. You feel safe and warm. Nothing else to do and nowhere else to be. Just rest. And you're slowly starting to wake up your body by wriggling your fingers and toes. Gently rocking your head from side to side. Rolling over onto your side. And you can stay lying down if you like for this last couple of minutes of kirtan. Or if you would like, pressing yourself up to sit. And we'll be chanting the mantra, Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. I'll sing it through twice. And you listen. And then it will be your turn to sing and I'll listen. But because we're online, I'm just going to sing the whole way through. So feel free to just join in as feels comfortable. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Your turn. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. My turn. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. 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 Last time. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Gopala, Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Now we'll close off our practice by bringing our palms together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to one another, and bowing our heads once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming to practice.